Welcome to the session on converting point rainfall into subcatchment average rainfall. Generally, when you want to put rainfall input into the model, any hydrological model, we need to calculate average subcatchment rainfalls so that we can give as an input into each and every subcatchment. So, we need to calculate our subcatchment average rainfall using point rainfall. In this exercise, we will see generally how point rainfalls. When I say point rainfalls, we have our rainfall stations. So we calculate those or we measure our rainfall at those points, and then generally using some technique, we will calculate our subcatchment average rainfall. So, what are the inputs which are required for subcatchment average rainfall? First is we need to know what is the rainfall time series at every rainfall stations, and second, what are the weightage matrix for corresponding subcatchments. When I say this, so how much a point rainfall station is contributing to which subcatchment. In order to calculate this weightage matrix, what do we need? So, see here, for generating point rainfall weightage matrix, we need to know where exactly these rainfall stations are located, and we also need to know what is our subcatchments, how does our subcatchments look like, and we will be needing a small script for calculating this weightage matrix, which makes our job much simpler. Even without the script it is possible, but it will be very laborious. And finally, we need some Excel calculations to find the weightage matrix. So, with this we will go into see how exactly we are going to do it. For this, I have taken an example of Krishna subbasin. So, this is our Krishna subbasin. In Krishna subbasin, we are having some points locations which are basically our rainfall stations. These are the telemetry rainfall stations which are available with us. So, you could clearly see our Krishna basin is covered by some rainfall stations. We see the properties of these stations, how many stations are available. So, we have about 61 stations available, and we have 83 subcatchments available. So, we have to calculate average subcatchment rainfall for each and every subcatchment, for each and every single subcatchment using the point rainfall data available with us. So, able to do this is called Thiessen polygon method. So, Thiessen polygon basically generates a polygon which says what is the influence of each and every station among this subcatchment. So, I have just created already, but in the exercise we will see how this can be created, but first of all we will see how does it look. You can clearly see over here. So, this station has an influence over these portions of the subcatchment, whereas this station has an influence over these subcatchments, and this station has influence over these subcatchments. The more the stations, the influence is more accurately calculated, but we are doing with whatever station which is available right now to explain the concept of Thiessen polygon. Once we have this Thiessen polygon ready, we have a script in the ArcGIS. That script helps us to calculate what are all the areas, what amount of area of this subcatchment will be contributed by this particular station. Similarly, for all the stations. So, with this we will go into how we can calculate this weightage subcatchment matrix. So, I will start from the scratch. First of all, we will be having the stations only, the locations of the stations. Once you have the locations of the station, you convert it into a shape file, and then you have this point locations in a GIS software. Once this point locations are ready, we can convert it into a Thiessen polygon. It is very simple. We will go to search and look for a tool called Thiessen polygon. So, we have a tool called create Thiessen polygon. So, I have clicked that. So, what it asks for is give the input features. Input features are basically our point rainfall location, the shapefile of this point rainfall locations. So it is taken and it is asking for where to save it file. You can directly give the location and save the file, or else you can do it in a default file. So I'll just first do it in the default, and I'll select what are all the fields available like that. But here we need to know very clearly one thing. So when you create a Thiessen polygon, you have to set an extent of what is the maximum extent in which you want the Thiessen polygon boundary to be. If you don't give the default is only the maximum extent of the point layer, but whereas our subcatchment lies even much above in both the sides and also in the sides. So we have to be very careful what is the extent which we are giving for the Thiessen polygon to get created. So that can be given in this environment, and then go to processing extent and give, we'll say this Krishna UTM 43 layer as the extent, so that when the polygon is created, it covers the whole subcatchment. When I do this, I say OK, and then we are all set, and then we say OK. This takes a little time to calculate. So when you see this blue globe revolving, which means it is processing. So when we are talking the process is done, we have the Thiessen polygon for this layer. So this is the first step. So after that, we will use the script and then let the script do the clipping part of all the subcatchments. So we need to calculate how much of this polygon, I'll make it hollow so that we get more idea. How much of this polygon contributes to what area of this polygon, what area of this polygon, what area of this polygon. So this is what creates the weightage matrix. We'll use a script which I have created. It's available in the toolbox. So I have created a toolbox. This toolbox and this folder will be available to you along with the script. But once you get the script, I'll show you how the script looks like. I have stored it in a place. I'll show you. I have stored it in. So this folder I'll be putting it in the resources, and this you can get all the folders. I will only put relevant folders. I will not keep all this other folders. So here in the script folder, you have a script called Thiessen script. So this is the script which is working behind. This is also basically a Python script. This is a script which is working behind to calculate your Thiessen polygon weightages, but still we need to do some post processing. But this is the script which you are working on. Basically, you need a ArcPy module, and then we using this environment from ArcPy, and so we will be using some inputs to create a for this Thiessen polygon matrix. So I'll get to that. We need to know the location of this Thiessen polygon file. So this Thiessen polygon file is located in this folder called script. So when you put the script in your Thiessen script folder in your local directory, make sure you rebrowse the path of this script tool again. Go here, go to properties, and then here this should have been the same when you copy as in my local directory. So make sure you rebrowse it to your actual directory. Okay, I have put it in this Thiessen script, again in the script here. So here make sure you rebrowse it to your where this Python file is located in your local directory. Once it is done, you say okay. You can now directly double click that and then start giving the inputs. So main three inputs which this script requires is it needs a blank folder to process the data, and then it needs an input feature and a clip feature. When you say input feature, it's basically your Thiessen polygon. When you say clip feature, it's basically your subcatchment. So first we have created only in a, default location. Let us copy and paste it, or we can directly use what we have already exported. To export this into any location, wherever you want to save, go to data, then export, and then give as whatever name and then shape file. Browse the location wherein you want to save. For example, I want to say input let's say Krishna, say sample season. Okay, you just give the name, then say save. When I say OK, it creates or it copies this into a local folder wherever you want to save. So once it's done, so I'm not saying OK, I'm just saying cancel. So since I already have this information, so I will not do this right now. Once you have this Tisan script, it is perfectly as same as what you saw over here. We will use this Tisan polygon shapefile to calculate this matrix weightage. For that, we have already rebrowsed, so we know that it will work, and you double click it, this opens. You need to give a blank result folder. You need to create a folder and then assign that folder to this input. So I will create, and here I will say test folder. So this test result folder will be input to this parameter, and again said input feature is basically your polygon feature, which is available in you can see it is available in desktop, in Chumble, in Tisan script, and inside since it's input feature, it's inside the input, and then in the name of Tisan Krishna. So I'll use this. And then for the clip feature, I'll be using this Krishna UTM 43, which is available in clip feature. But make sure your clip feature is in your projected coordinate system. So when you clip it, the areas you get will be available in your square kilometer area. When you give this, it's a very important thing to put down and say add. So once this is ready, so as the number of subcatchment increases, your processing time increases. Say okay. So this takes a little time. Let it keep on running, but before it runs, let's see how we have to post process this data. So our script has been executed. Let us see what is available in our newly created folder called test folder. First, if it's not coming, you have to refresh it. Once you refresh it, you will be able to see the folder called test folder. You click it, you can see you see a lot of clip files, lot of select files. So but our major output file is this merge.shp. okay, you just drag and drop over here, you will find the clippings has been done exactly based on our Tisan polygon and also based on our subcatchments. Okay, so once it is available, we are ready to do the processing. Let's see what is exactly available in this merge file. You can see the name of the stations, name of the point rainfall stations, and what is its corresponding contribution area to subcatchment number 0, subcatchment number 1, subcatchment number 2, subcatchment up to subcatchment number 83. It starts from 0 to 83, so there are 84 subcatchments. You can see from here, you can see we have 84 subcatchments, total 84 subcatchments. So and the 0 to 83 is basically based on the FID. In the same order, the contribution area is calculated. So now when this is ready, we need an Excel file post processing to finally shape our weightage matrix. So how exactly we want our weightage matrix is, first we will create an Excel file so that we can do this processing. The same folder I will create an Excel file. I will say Krishna weightage calc. Once this is done, I will just open this. We will copy that entire content and then we will paste it in that Excel file. Once this is done, we will close it. We no more need this. We will copy all the contents in this merge shape file. So when you copy from Excel, make sure you right click and then do this copy selected. Okay, since this is a huge file with 83 subcatchments, it is going to be really bigger, but if you have much smaller catchments, the process will be much easier. I am just copy and pasting. Okay, so once this is done, I will get rid of whatever fields which I don't want. So I don't want any of this. I only want the name of the station, and then all other divisions, all other lat long. I don't need any of this. I will just remove this. So now I have a table which says Mahabaleshwar contributes this much amount of area for subcatchment number 0. So that if you want to be more clear what exactly this area 1, area 2 means, I will also copy that from the shape file name. I will again copy everything of this, then I will say copy selected, I will paste it here, and then I will only copy the name of the subcatchments and go here, and then I will say paste special value and transpose. So I know exactly now what amount of area or station contributes to what amount of area in the subcatchment. So once it's done, we just need to do one small manipulation with the pivot table. So I don't need this anymore. I will remove this. Now we need to use a pivot table. So go to insert pivot table. You just need a pivot table, and whole area is selected. So I will do it in a new worksheet. Say OK. Get it? Now here I will make it in such a way that I get my station names in row and corresponding subcatchment in the column. So similarly, I will select all, and I do this for all the subcatchments. Here since it is 83, it takes a little time, but much more amount of time which we do it using a manual way. This reduces a lot of work when we use a script. We are almost done with 83 clicks, 84 clicks. So we get a table of what station corresponds to what subcatchment area. So this is our almost final weightage table. I will also copy the to C, and I will paste it in a separate sheet. Paste special, say value, OK. Here I am ready, table, and also this is station name, and let's see, this is subcatchment name. So and then see, this is the weightage, but this is in absolute area. So if you want to make it into a fraction, we need to divide each and every element of this is by a final total. You do it in the can do it in the same page or in a different page. We'll do it in the next sheet. Here what I want is, I want this value to be divided by this value, and the 64 is fixed. Enter, I get this value. So when I drag this, so I get the total in terms of fraction. So this Mahabalipureshwar station contributes 82% of the rainfall to this Dond subcatchment. I'll just copy this, and then I'll go for 85 subcatchments, almost there, yeah, and then say we have about 61 station. We have 63. And just stretch it a little more. So we have completed this. Right. So this is basically our weightage matrix. Once this weightage matrix is ready, we know what station has what amount of weightage for which subcatchment. So this is how we create a weightage matrix table, and then with this weightage matrix table we can calculate a subcatchment rainfall using a simple Excel file, using matrix multiplication, or we can go with some Python scripts to calculate the subcatchment average rainfall. So we will see it in the next tutorial. So welcome to the final session of converting point rainfall to subcatchment average rainfall. We saw that we need, in order to calculate subcatchment average rainfall, we need a point rainfall time series and also weightage matrix. So for the weightage matrix, we required either locations or the form of shape files, and we need some script to compute the weightage matrix and some Excel post processing. So we saw all of these things in the previous tutorial. Now our weightage matrix is ready. So our weightage matrix is told for whatever rainfall stations we have, and what is the percentage or what is the fraction of the area of the subcatchment which it influences. So this weightage matrix is ready. Now we are supposed to calculate this average subcatchment rainfall using these two inputs. So I have created an Excel file in which we have one sheet for filling up our point rainfall inputs. For example, you have 4th of June till 5th of June 8:30 values every 1 hour interval. You need to you have point rainfall. When you put this point rainfall using this weightage matrix, you need to calculate the subcatchment average rainfall for this 84 subcatchments. So first let us fill the rainfall. So already through some source, through our measurement or something, we calculated the rainfall for the point stations. So we are putting it over here and then pasting it. So once this is ready, so this is the point rainfall. So from Almaty station we received this rainfall unit for this every hour. So once we have this, then we need this weightage matrix and something called matrix multiplication to do what we want. So we will do that first of all. For doing matrix multiplication for whatever area we want, we will select first of all, say 83 by 24, Once this is ready, and now we will put something called a formula equal to MMULT for matrix multiplication. First needs first array, which is basically our input data, this point to this point, and then comma, we need array 2, which is our weightage matrix, this point to this point and this point. Okay. Now we have two arrays, so array for matrix multiplication we need two arrays. So these two arrays are ready right now, and then we close this bracket, and then we say Control Shift and enter together. So this is the trick, say Control Shift and enter. Once you press that, so Excel does the calculation, does this matrix multiplication and gives us the values for all 83 subcatchments. It's very simple. So you want to reduce the decimal values into 2, so it's up to you. So but what we are interested in, using this weightage matrix and input rainfall for the point station, finally we get a subcatchment rainfall. So our hydrological model will have these 83 subcatchments. It needs some time specific values for the rainfall input. So you just copy this and then you can paste it in your model, so that the model starts running. I'll again recap of this what we did. The previous tutorial we knew that we need a point rainfall time series and also a weightage matrix. So first we went down to create the weightage matrix. This creation of weightage matrix is a one-time job, you don't have to do every time. So for this you need the shapefile of your rainfall stations, and then you need to create a Thiessen polygon, and using the Thiessen polygon and your subcatchment shapefile, we discussed about the script, and then using that script we created something called merge.shp. Using that merge.shp we did some post processing using Excel, and then we finally created this weightage matrix for every station. We know what is the percentage of area which is contributing to each and every subcatchment. Once this weightage matrix is done, we did a simple Excel matrix multiplication. We needed input point rainfall and we needed this weightage matrix, and finally we used matrix multiplication technique to calculate the subcatchment average rainfall, which is ready to be put in any hydrological model, Mike or HEC. So we have created average subcatchment rainfall for our 83 subcatchments.